So if you haven't kept up with the content on my channel because you aren't subscribed like the other 98% of my viewers, you probably don't know that there was a video on my channel doing the monthly Wuwa player survey. The survey had some interesting questions, like Kuro wanting to know if I like SpongeBob SquarePants, but one of the questions there was the following. Are you looking forward to future storylines or events that feature resonators you've met before? For example, Calcharo. Extremely. Yes, please. I wouldn't mind if Dan Jin gets her first story appearance as well, I'm not going to lie. I would fucking love if Jian would appear again, right? If we would see Jean Jin again, maybe Jinshi. I would love that. I hope Katefia won't be a forgotten character in the future. Like, please. It's not all about just releasing new cool characters. It's fine to return to older characters. This is a topic that I wanted to talk about for quite some time now, because it's one of the biggest critiques on how Kuro handles their characters and will, in my opinion, hurt the game quite a bit in the future if it doesn't improve. Wuthering Waves has in general the habit of throwing away and forgetting characters after their time in the spotlight is over. This is something that has definitely improved compared to 1.x, but is still in a pretty rough spot. Carlotta, as an example, lost most of her relevancy after 2.0. Most Rina Sita characters might never appear again now that we are in Septimond. And at this point, we don't even know if Jinshi is even still alive anymore. Now, the issue with the spotlight and characters being forgotten, of course, isn't a Wuwa exclusive issue, but more so an issue that gacha games in general have to tackle. Gacha games want you to pull for the newest characters, so they will, of course, give those characters the spotlight for the patch, so that they have the best chance at appealing at you as a player. Now, we can sit here all day and talk bad things about Euphorius, but the fleshing out of characters in 3.x HSR has been amazing, where a vast variety of characters are active part of the story and are constantly being fleshed out, regardless of whether it's their patch or not. This is something that Wuwa has also been actively trying to do, but it isn't quite there yet. However, where HSR beats Wuwa for me at the moment, and where I wish Wuwa would follow suit, is how HSR has been handling its events. It's incredibly common to have older characters appear and be a crucial part of events, which makes them less forgotten and gives them another new way to shine. It also makes events in general more interesting, instead of an event just having like 4 nameless NPCs that you don't even know. It also allows older and newer characters to interact with one another and have some great synergies overall. Wuwa does not do that. That card game event now was the first time since 1.2 that we had older characters take the spotlight and take a part in the event instead of us just perma-fighting random NPCs. NPCs like the Ivory and Ebony Gatekeeper are fine in my opinion, because while they are relatively boring bystanders, they at least appear in a consistent manner, so I don't mind having them at like every elusive realm based event. But as an example, the current reoccurring hamster wheel event, the NPC has like 4 lines of dialogue. Would it be really that hard to just have Lumi instead of a nameless NPC for that event? I don't think so. The card game event could have taken place in Huanglong as well instead of Septimond, so that we could have interactions with Jinshi, Sanhua and the others. Like, it really isn't hard to have older characters appear more often, and it's something that I would deeply appreciate. It hurts having Katefia and Lupa be such greatly written and developed characters, only for them to be Jinshi'd and disappear for the next 6 months. Right now, not even the Black Shore members are reoccurring characters. You would assume that we would randomly find Camellia, Alto or Anko in Rina Sita in Septimont because they have some business there, and the Black Shores are overall basically an organization that is everywhere. But nope, they haven't been seen since 1.x either. The only constantly reappearing characters at the moment are funnily enough the Fractures, and even then, let's wait and see how much story relevance Frolova will have after becoming playable in 2.5, or if she will just get thrown out of the window and the entire focus will now be on Cristoforo and Scar. Wuwa's characters are great, the designs are great, the personalities are great, and it's because all of those things are great that I don't want these characters to disappear the moment that they haven't been a part of the story for like 3 patches. Going forward, it's clear to me that this is something that Wuwa needs to eventually address, especially because of how much faster Wuwa's pacing and progression is compared to other gachas due to them releasing a new major patch and region every 6 months instead of every 12 months. I think it's amazing that they tried it for a bit in the card event and that they are now specifically asking us players for our opinion on it. It shows that Kuro also understands that it isn't the most effective use of all their characters, and it's great that they are open to change in the future. Now, as always, I would love to hear your guys' opinion in the comments, as well as general hopes for Wuwa in the future, and with that, I will see you in the next one.